Oh, don't look. Pull this back up. There it is, Friday. Federalist Papers. Hopefully the images were all correct. Were they? I think so. Okay. Because I remember last time I posted the wrong ones, but we're good now, I think. All right, so 1. The Federalist number 10. Madison says that the Federal Republic will be able to break and control the violence of factions. How does Madison define a faction? What is a faction? How does he describe it? What do we have for number 1 here? Lydia, what do you got?
Amounting to a majority or minority of
Okay. Okay. What else do we think here? What else do we think? What else we got? Sarah, go ahead.
I said like any sort of social division that was between like conflict, like separates the society over like I said example like property ownership, wealth, like stuff that divides.
Yeah, good job. Good job. All right. So anything that causes any type of division within the country, right? That's what he means. Good. Good job. It's a good job. So with a faction, that's what he's describing as, maybe some of the issues that we need to try to have a stronger federal government, right? Okay. Oh, divisions in the country, that never happens anymore, does it? Oh, yeah, boy. Oh, boy. Right? I wonder what he would be thinking nowadays if he saw the country the way it is. But hey, it happens all throughout time. There's always issues in the United States where there's always discrepancies and conflicts and different opinions on certain matters. Right? It's not something new. And let's face it, it's probably not going to be the last time either. Right, Lydia? Yeah. Okay. Good. Good job. So everybody good with 1. Okay. 2. What methods does he say can be used to end factions? Alex, go ahead. Okay, yeah, good job. And how does he plan to do that? Like, what is he using maybe as an example to try to, obviously factions are never going to end, right? Conflicts are never going to end, but how's he going to try to regress it? Or how's he going to try to make sure they're monitored in a way? What do you think? Okay, all right. So maybe enforcing laws a little bit more. Maybe increasing. I don't want to say it. What do we have? And what do you think? How's he going to try to control these factions, these conflicts? That's good. I like what you're saying here. So maybe increasing role of what in society that's lacking at this time in 1787, 1788. What's he want to increase in society? The role of, anyway. So he's a federalist. He wants a strong what? Yeah, not national government, right? So he wants to try to provide for the people, right? He wants to, in order to try to protect the people of these conflicts and these issues that are emerging and popping up all throughout the states. Maybe stronger military. Okay, maybe we need a stronger police force in order to have order and control within the states. All right, yeah, good job, good job. So a stronger national government is what he's looking for. Because let's face it, right, with the Articles of Confederation, the states had their own powers, and it came to a point where they're all competing against one another, and there's many issues arising because of these Articles of Confederation, because of a weak national government. So to try to solve these disputes, these conflicts, and these issues that are arising, like Shays' Rebellion, we need a standing military. Okay, we need to be able to try to push down these rebellions and make sure that there's order throughout, the states. Not only that, but to solve civil disputes, a stronger judicial branch, right? Okay, maybe we can have more funding for public services to help the people out with education. Okay, Obviously, the increase of tax, which sucks, but hey, it is what it is. We need to try to pay off our debts, right? We need to try to provide security for the people in ways that we couldn't do that before with the Articles of Confederation, right? Pretty much the purposes and functions of government, right? That's why we went over it first. Okay, good job. Is there any questions on that? Number 2, we good? All right. Number 3, though Madison seems to be against factions, he makes arguments against using the above mentioned methods to get rid of factions. What 2 arguments does he make? What do we think here for number 3? What do we have? Hold what do you got for 3?
Strong representative government will control the outcomes of factions.
Okay, all right, good. So you're pretty much saying that if you try to almost eliminate, or if you try to increase the role of government in society and in people's lives, that's going to take away some of their freedoms, right? And it's to a point, if we have these factions, these grievances, let's face it, that's what the United States is built off of, right? And Conceived in Crisis, right? That's a good title of a book my one professor had. And if we try to enforce the government and the military and even the police forces on the people, then these people will lose their say in government. They'll lose their representation, right? Okay, good. All right, good. What else do we have for that? Anybody else have a different response here for that? Or something to add? Sarah, what do you got?
I said, this is the driving passion or interest of the majority should be destroyed, or that the majority's oppressive ability should be removed. But I'm assuming, like, I kind of thought that he was almost like hinting at like socialist ideals, kind of like the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, basically using the government to make things more equal.
Yeah, exactly right. So he's just pretty much saying that, you know what, the people should have an equal opportunity, right? People should have the same representation, okay, to a point where we can't have, unequal distribution of wealth and, and different types of opportunities and services just for one portion of the state compared to another. Like we talked about that East-West divide. That's happening all throughout the states and caused a lot of problems and rebellions to happen and occur, right? Like the Whiskey Rebellion, Shays Rebellion. Okay, there's many more, for instance, that we can talk about and discuss. But for an example, that's a good point. That's a good point. Good job. All right, 4. How does Madison argue that the new federal constitution will control a minority faction? How will it control a majority faction? What do we have here? What do we have? What do we got for this one? Alex, what do you have for 4?
I said that he argues that the new federal constitution will control minority factions strong.
Okay. All right. So describe that a little bit more, if you can. Yeah. Okay, good. Good job. Good job. Alex, in the back, what do you think? What do you have for 4?
If it's a minority faction, the majority will
Exactly, right? Okay, so if it's a minority faction, then let's face it, they're saying government's never going to happen, right? That whatever they want for their represented community, that it's going to be overruled every single time, that the majority is going to have the say and push in forms of legislation, new types of government orders, okay, that are being pushed out. So their minority group, their voice is going to be lost, right? It's going to be to a point that although they all have equal say and equal opportunity and representation, that, you know what, well, obviously not equal representation, but they're saying government won't be prevalent, that you won't ever see this occur because, let's face it, if you have the majority of the vote and majority of the say, their expression is going to be lost. Okay, good job. All right, 5. How does Madison explain that in our republic, unworthy candidates for office will not be elected? Will not be elected. What do we have here? What do you have for this one here? Julie, what do you have for 5?
Because there are a greater number of representatives chosen by a large group of citizens, it is unlikely an unworthy candidate.
Yeah, all right. So you're saying like sometimes the best candidate doesn't always get chosen because the majority selects what candidate that they desire, obviously. But sometimes it might not be the best one, right? I think in some ways that happens a lot anymore. It happens a lot. And although we might not get the best candidate, that's what the majority pushes for. Okay. And in some ways, yeah, it might not be the best candidate. Maybe it's not the person that we think are suited is suited for the position. Okay, it just happens that way, right? And in some ways that this majority rules might cause issues for people moving forward. Okay, good job. All right, good job. 6, Federalist number 51 is arguing in favor of what principle that we find in our government? What do we have for 6 here? Holden.
Arguing in favor of the balances of power within our government.
Yeah, good job. Awesome. So 6, balance of power, okay, with our federalism, right? So state and national governments. Okay, good job. All right, 7, Federalist number 59 deals with the legislature's power to regulate what? Regulate what? What do we have for 7? Sarah, what do you got?
The election of its own members.
Yeah, election of its own members. Yeah, good job. Election of its own members. Good. Is there any questions on this, guys? All right, I want to make sure I went over it with you so that everybody was all on the same page. Okay, and this is the creation of the first political parties in the United States. Okay, this Constitutional Convention. Okay, and how this is fighting for a stronger national government. How some people think that state government should have more say. Right, and this is really the formation of these political parties. Okay, the Federalists, the Anti-Federalists. Okay, other names for the Anti-Federalists would be the Democratic Republicans, okay, and so on and so forth. All right, is there any questions, guys? Good? All right, so let's get to the project presentation. So I'll play the project presentations here now. And remember, we have our quiz tomorrow, okay? We have our quiz tomorrow. Chapter 2 quiz on vocab. And there might be some questions on the lesson here, short answer. There might be 1 or 2 of them on there. So make sure you guys look over your vocab and your notes. All right, so those of you at home, that's what we got. We're going to just continue with the presentations now. And we have a quiz tomorrow, so be prepared. We'll see you later.